Alright, today we're checking out some MiDAS Games. Up first is All-Star Tennis. It's the top of the list because it's the top of my PS1 collection. The only game starting with A I happen to own. Will it be A-level quality? Let's find out.
Fault. Love 15.
Mario Tennis Aces, eat your fucking heart out. Jesus Christ, nothing like a sports game, and a fucking desperate one at that, to kick this bitch into high gear out of the gate. It's got a larger roster than some Mortal Kombat games, but nobody has any stats or abilities, so I'm just going to go in blind. Alright, we're playing as Master J versus 2016 Kadikarus apparently. Boy, what a matchup for the ages. Fitting though, seeing as Midas are also pommy bastards. So what do? You play tennis, try to whack the ball back and forth until this useless cunt ruins everything. Either this control is stiff and broken to hell, or his arms are like warm butter.
Wow, I'm so sorry I don't live up to your grossly high athletic standards.
I swear, it's nearly impossible to hit the ball back, and absolutely impossible to score. Look at this! It's like a shittier version of Pong. How do you fuck up Pong? I'm over it. What? I can't even leave without inputting a goddamn cheat code? Oh, what a mess. All-Star Tennis gets 1 out of fucking 10. But of course it did, because it's bargain bin entertainment. Through history exists a long line of shovelware manufacturers. LJN, Phoenix Games, Blast, and today's topic, MiDAS Games. MiDAS Interactive, MiDAS Touch, they've got a lot of different names, but none suits them better than MiDAS Touch, because everything they touch turns to gold. Oh. Sorry. I meant to say shit! Ugh. Well, that's handy. This smelly one is Kotobuki Grand Prix, aka illegal street racing for children, and surprisingly, this actually has a story. Well, part of a story anyway. Just some rich Asian snob bragging about how his girl is going to win the tournament again. Across this diverse roster of 8 races, we've got the likes of a delivery boy named Shuggy, a little girl whose parents divorced, some Mr. Slave hunk talking about ending his life, and this hideous cow. I'm just gonna play it safe with a nice all-round character, Belinda. Her backstory is literally that she's bored. I think we can all relate to that. Now that's a first impression, ladies and gentlemen. Upskirt shot literally phasing through the earth beneath us. Wonderful. So the race begins and, you know, I don't know what's immediately worse. This or the horse racing in Crash Boom Bang. It's hard enough just trying to steer straight down the road, but I can only sit in second for the entire race because the weapons don't seem to do much. The race ends and the girl gets humped by the bike, as you'd expect, so what do we do now? There are only 5 courses to select from, and they're all fundamentally the same idea, just a vague loop with a different theme every time. Honestly, the game doesn't look horrible or anything, but it lacks identity. Visually and audibly, it's the definition of generic. My biggest issue here is just the control. I picked a character supposedly good at handling, and all she can seem to do is slam into walls. Where is the drifting that made Mario Kart and CTR the powerhouses they still are to this day? And as for the rest of the racing, there is just no pace. Once the pack evens out, that's your finishing position, unless somehow the AI is just so shit you can manage to overtake them. Only one track has a shortcut, and it's made up entirely of 90-degree turns, so take a guess how I feel about that. And the weapons don't help much either. For starters, I don't know what half these things are supposed to be, or what they're supposed to do. You can get a hammer and bonk people, which is something I suppose. What's really weird though is that any items you're holding when you cross the finish line can be saved in your inventory for future use, meaning you can actually come into a race with a full arsenal ready to go. Imagine being straight out of the gate in Mario Kart and fucking people over with red shells. That's basically this. And besides, why would I try to save my items when actually using them in the race might help me to get ahead? This game is fucking dumb. Once you earn 10 coins, we advance to the castle to face the final opponent. An infant. On her tricycle. And her 2 panda friends for some reason. This little kid is pathetic. She actually gets stuck on the map and ends up way in the back. This is gonna be a cinch. Oh come on, how is that fair? These graphics are so misleading. Well, I don't care. I'm not gonna let her beat me. She beat me. I was close though. Close to killing myself. Kotobuki Grand Prix gets 2 out of 10. Ah, Midas. Actually showing signs of improvement, I see. Well, we're gonna put an end to that right now, because I've got this box full of PS2 garbage. So, let's see if we can't dig in here and find something golden. God, where do you even start with this, though? They came from the skies. I wonder where this one came from. Planet Earth is under attack. What started as one UFO sighting has turned into a full-scale alien invasion. Only you and your squadron of 1960s classic aircraft stand in the way of annihilation. Well, that's oddly specific. I bet that's why they made this game. They probably already had some 1960s classic aircraft assets lying around they thought they could use to make a game. So, I bet this one's gonna be good. We get a briefing on our mission and then we get to choose which 1960s aircraft we want for the mission. The differences are purely cosmetic and then we take off. Riveting stuff. And then it's over. Man, I can't even begin to fathom the talent required to make something this devoid of life. Just look around the environment. It's completely barren. Seriously, take a guess what year this was released. 2007. It looks like a prototype for Google Earth from 1997. If the controls weren't so janky and the missions actually had some substance, this could actually be halfway to mediocre. But unfortunately, They Came From the Skies gets 2 out of 10. Oh dear, look at this one. Fighting Fury. With this weird baby character on the front. Wow, what have I gotten myself into here? Hot damn, what an entrance. Look at this shit. They're like weird spider people. I don't think I've ever seen such unnatural movement in a video game, period. And their bodies are so poorly proportioned. They've got tiny plastic heads strapped in for the ride on top of these monstrous marionettes. It's like they've all got hypertonia or some shit. Looks good so far. Did you know this garbage is officially going to be the first tournament fighter I've ever reviewed? Not Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Rival Schools, Smash Brothers or Killer Instinct, no, Fighting Fury. Let's quit stalling. I want to have a quick practice first, but who should I play as? They're all horrific and it's like they're made out of wire or some shit. Use any means necessary, except weapons! That's too far, bro. Ah, you win! Oh, wait. Silly me. That's my character. Ah, you win! So, when I play a fighting game for the first time, my strategy is always to... As you can see, that works out great. I can't even do anything because it's so robotic the way you move. Well, I munched his cock, so that's a start, I suppose. What the fuck is this? Genuine first move of the game was a furious gobble into this guy's pants. There are no words for this. It's completely retarded. Surprisingly, Hunmar Baki made quite the comeback after that wild sausage choke earlier in the bout, so I think I'm going to play as him from now on. He is the main character after all. He's got an entire tutorial mode dedicated to him where you can learn other characters' moves to create your own custom Baki. So, he seems like a surefire bet. I find he's a lot easier to fluke some power moves with, but even still, this is one of the worst controlling games I've played to date. So bad that I don't even have something to compare it with. It's that horrendous, and I fucking dare you to try it. One thing that's kinda weird is that if you do a power move against a wall, your opponent gets glued to it so you can land a bunch of free hits. The third opponent is just the most bullshit thing you'll ever bear witness though. He blocks everything. I'm over here dropping some dope ass combo strikes, and even when he appears to be vulnerable, it still does nothing before he rushes me into a shallow hole in the ground. What a bully. Or so I thought until I got to the fourth opponent. It's not happening, man. Let's try somebody else. How about Retsu Kale? Another thing with this game I haven't really seen before is that your health bar gets doubled up and there are no rounds. Just fight until you're done for. I'm not saying this is a unique thing, I don't have enough experience with the genre, but as a filthy casual, I find it interesting. Never before have I just been so fucking destroyed in one foul swoop like this. It doesn't even Retsu brink before the match is over. Brutal. Fighting Fury has got me absolutely spent. Everything about this game is so inept that I'm just left speechless. Fighting Fury gets 1 out of 10. I challenge anyone to find a worse fighting game than this. Winner will be decided with a match in Fighting Fury. My main is Mount Toba, so you can't play as him, but whenever you're ready to fight, I'll be ready. Except tonight, because my mum wants me to clean my room, because there is just shit everywhere. But any other time, you can be sure that I'll win that battle. Game number 5, The Seed Warzone. This one is a little more tame in comparison to the previous game. It opens with a bootleg John Williams score and bang, we're right into the action. These anime characters you see before you are part of the Anti-Seed Defense Force. No, that's not the awful company your school hired to give a lecture on sexual education. It's instead an elite squadron of fighters who protect the Alliance from a newly discovered life form. Excited yet? Because oh boy, the best part is right around the corner. It's an RTS. Great. So, I don't really know what to do here. I just kind of move my units around the map until random battles happen, RPG style. When this occurs, we're forced into this battle mode where we have to watch the damn battle. Seriously, this isn't like an RPG at all. I don't get to choose attacks or who I'm targeting. The only interactivity here is switching to different camera angles. You win, move some more units, and then back into another battle. That's all you do here. The music actually sounds okay enough to be in a Star Wars game or something. Clearly that's what they were going for with this, but it's just so bad. At least They Came From the Skies actually let you fight the enemy. When this is over, we head back to the ship where we get some dialogue. Okay, first question. How is this supposed to stop the seed? The seed is all through my pants after seeing that. Secondly, what is it with Midas and their anime addiction? It's a common theme today. Thirdly, if there is one thing that gets me pumped to play an RT fucking S, it's Bible's worth of fucking text going on and on about dead parents. What is this trying to be? An RTS? A text-based adventure? A meet and fuck? We're not 10 minutes in and I'm already so over it. Now we've got this shipbuilding station. Like, wow! This aspect I could actually get behind. We have to add engines, fuel cells, weapons. I just covered mine with weapons. And we can customize the interior and paint it bubblegum pink. I'm blown away! Look how in-depth this is! Not that it matters, because when I launch back into a mission, my custom ship is nowhere to be found, and I can't figure out how to build any bases or anything like any other fucking RTS, so I really am stumped here. How long does this go on for? I'm genuinely curious about that. Clearly someone poured their heart and soul into this narrative and all the different ships and customization. You could probably sit here for a week giving this your best go, and still it could go on and on. If anyone has beaten this game, please out yourself with a comment and let me know how that worked out for you. But for me, unfortunately, this is the end. The Seed gets 2 out of 10. You know, I don't know if I should be surprised or proud of the fact that this is possibly the biggest compilation of shit I've ever crammed into a single review. And unfortunately for us, we've still got time for one more game. Heracles Battle with the Gods. You know, I get the feeling this one is going to be decent. We get a storybook introduction with some creepy looking bloke stealing Pegasus, and Herc asking Zeus for help. He grants us the ability to form archers out of stone, and now the adventure begins. So this is actually a puzzle game. Look how stock this is! Hear how stock this is! It has such a bland offering, my brain can barely register its existence. So we have to climb up this tower by building arches. That's the entire premise. Oh, rat's ass! I was killed by a rat's ass, for fuck's sake. Heracles can kick, which is useful, or throw some kind of boomerang around to defend himself, but honestly, all I can say to do it justice is, don't play it. I'm so exhausted from playing this all of 5 minutes that it's the only critique I can offer. And hey, guess what happens when you fall? Makes me want to fall off a building, let me tell you. After 4 levels and a bonus stage, we get to fight the centaur bloke, and honestly, I don't even need to comment. Just speaks for itself, really. We fist his bum a little and then move on to Hades stage, where we've got a lot of these jump up and die puzzles. Really good place to end this on, I think. I can just tell they wanted to do something with the Disney Hercules brand in 2005, because they've even got the Hercules dolls to represent lives, like in Disney's action game. What a blatant bootleg. Heracles Battle with the Gods gets 2 out of 10. Honestly, it reminds me a lot of Caveman Rock, something that could exist as a shitty phone app to kill some time on the bus, and in that sense, it's honestly not that bad. But that's also the best compliment I could ever give it, because as mind-numbing as those games can be, I've played a good chunk of enjoyable ones far superior to this. Fucking pick the fucking game in there. Fucking Midas. And the worst part is, I'm still not done with them. You see, unlike all the other shovelware distributors, Midas actually touched my childhood. Long ago, their infectious, toxic garbage delivered to me one of the most unspeakably awful games I've ever played in my life. Potentially the absolute worst of its entire genre. And next time, I can't wait to go back. But until then, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share. I'm Square-Eyed Jack, and I hope you have a great fucking day. Thanks for watching.